This is a sample pair of socks for demonstration purposes only. It is made on a round sock machine, the circular sock machine, made with lamb's pride worsted. Because this is a sample, I will be explaining how I did the end finishing off. As you see, it's a 2x1 rib, and I did not use a ribber cylinder for that. I'm going to come over here to this one now and show you how I started with the scrap yarn and then a ravel cord. The blue is the scrap yarn, and then I have a red ravel cord, and then I started with my gray yarn. Now this is the inside of the sock, the purl side. And as I worked with that on the cylinder machine, I just knit so far as I wanted my ribbing, and then I raveled down every third needle, and then I latched it back up to form a knit stitch. So it's now a 2x1 rib on the outside. And then I continued my sock, and here's the purl side. I have to finish it off, turning it inside out using the purl side. And this is how I'm going to finish off the top of the sock, like you see here. I take an extra piece of yarn. I'm going to work into this gray stitch and pick up the stitch next to it and come through two of them by pulling it through. I continue into the next stitch, back into the one I just finished. And I keep going around the top of the sock that way by not pulling it too tight, so that there will be enough elasticity to it. When I'm finished, I pull out this ravel cord, the red ravel cord. That's why I can only work here in the gray stitches, the sock yarn stitches. As I said, when I'm finished, I'll pull out the red ravel cord, and the blue scrap yarn at that point will fall off. Taking a piece of yarn to start with for sewing, you need about a long enough piece, 3 times the amount of area that you're going to be sewing, so you don't end up with too short of a piece. Continue going around like that, giving it enough stretch, and now I'll show you the finished project. We work on the inside. Now I turned it, when I'm finished, I will turn it to the outside, and then you will see the elasticity, which is wonderful stretch with this bind off. On the inside, you will see kind of like an overcast stitch. On this sample sock, I tried 2 different methods. I did this overcast stitch, like I just showed you, going into the new stitch and back into the old stitch. There's another method that I found, that I tried, and I purposely left it on here to show that I'm not as happy with this one at all. It was going in 2 stitches, going into 2 new stitches, and then back into the first one, kind of an overcast, and that doesn't give near as nice of an edging as this will give. This sock has not been steamed yet or blocked and shaped, which would have to be if you'd be selling them. It took the whole 4 ounces to do this pair. The whole skein, and yes, it's a 4-ounce skein. 190 yards. Reviewing by going into the new, and back into that stitch that we just came out of. Into the new.